Heather Bendl married Justin Serlick in May 2003 and had 3 children in 2006, 2007, and 2011. She divorced Justin in June 2013 and was awarded sole custody of the 3 children, with Justin only having visitation, with page 7, line 7 stating no direct or indirect contact with Justin's parents, Mary and Ira Serlick, as even Justin deemed them controlling and abusive. However, even after the divorce, Justin refused to move out of Heather's rental home in Fox Lake, Illinois, that Heather shared with the children in only her name. Mary Serlick had continuously threatened Heather that if she forced Justin to move out, she would make sure Heather never saw her children again. Justin continued to physically, emotionally, and spiritually abuse Heather and the children well after their divorce, but also was raping Heather while she was under the influence of Ambien to sleep. This continued for years. In May 2016, this continued rape resulted in the conception of their youngest son, who was born in 2017. In November 2019, Justin kicked their oldest son in the ribs after shoving Heather to the floor and then picked him up and physically threw their son through the wall, busting a 4-foot diameter hole in his bedroom wall. It's September 2019. Mary and Ira moved from Lake Villa, Illinois to Port Orange, Florida. Justin then stopped paying his portion of rent in the Fox Lake house while Heather was on Illinois unemployment. This caused Heather and the children to lose their home of 9 years just weeks before the global pandemic, which triggered a housing freeze in Chicagoland for all of 2020. Heather then took this opportunity to seek domestic violence shelter assistance with a Safe Place and PADS of Lake County. Through their guidance and counseling, Heather and her children made police reports for the child abuse and rape. Michael G. Nurheim of Lake County, Illinois, was the state attorney in September 2020. All of this is documented in FOIA reports. 2 weeks later, Heather's 4 minor children were legally kidnapped from their daycare in Fox Lake, Illinois, by Jessica Lyman of Waukegan, Illinois, DCFS. Justin Serlick told Judge Morosin that Heather was an unfit mother and the children were deemed wards of Illinois. Judge Morosin put a gag order on Heather Bendl from October 2020 to December 2023. The minor children then vanished from Heather Bendl's life. In August 2021, Judge Morosin then shipped the youngest 3 children to Mary, Ira, and Justin Serlick in Port Orange, Florida. In November 2021, Heather then towed her small pop-up camper RV down to Florida, as her then attorney Hunter advised her to do, to gain physical visitation with 3 children, while the oldest, whom had seemingly been cherry-picked to live with a wealthy family in Des Plaines, Illinois, remained up north, effectively splitting the family into 2 states from 2021 to 2023. From October 8, 2020 to August 2021, Illinois effectively child trafficked the younger 3 children, and October 8th to 2020 to June 2023, child trafficked the oldest child. Thousands upon thousands of taxpayer dollars were spent in Illinois to pay all of these officials: judges, attorneys, guardian ad litems, private agency Camelot Care, Camelot Care's caseworkers, foster parents, the list goes on, made money off of these children until they were eventually dumped with their abusive parent, Justin Serlick, and their controlling and abusive grandparents in Daytona, Florida. The DCFS case for the younger 3 was closed out December 2021 because Heather was in Florida, and so were Justin and the children. Heather still had sole legal custody of these children until Illinois made an order in April 2022 that reserved Heather's rights to her own children, even though it is documented in the 2-page order she was not even present for that hearing. This entire time, Justin Serlick had Heather blocked on all forms of communication and was withholding any and all contact between her and her 3 minor children, including hiding them from her at their public schools. Heather retained attorney Mary Jane Nettles in May 2023, and she opened a family law case August of 2023 to domesticate the Illinois order, so Florida so it could be modified so Heather could not only have visitation, but reactivate her rights to her own children. In June 2023, the oldest child was then shipped down to Justin, even though Heather technically had the only active order giving Heather custody of said child. In January 2024, former State Attorney Michael Nurheim, now family law judge, had called Mary Jane Nettles to pass along his personal cell phone number to Justin's attorney, Serena Baldacchino of Rice Law Firm, and Judge Stasio Warren, which Mary Jane memorialized in an email where she actually did in fact pass that number along. This is off-channel ex parte communications that is nothing short of collusion and corruption. Mary Jane, Serena Baldacchino, nor Judge Warren ever documented this in the Florida Circuit 7 court, and things started to stall out quickly in Florida. The Illinois Family Law Case 13-D-981 was signed by Judge Patricia Fix in June 2013. The Illinois Family Law Case 22-F-422 was signed by Judge Marnie Slavin in April 2022. Neither were signed by Judge Michael G. Nurheim. In March 2024, Heather fired Mary Jane Nettles and hired attorney Rick Brown of Aaron Delgado and Associates. Things started becoming even more strange when Rick filed the modification of the parental agreement, and attorney Serena Baldacchino immediately responded with a contempt order in April 2024. Even though Rick filed multiple other motions, such as requests to produce, psychological evaluations, temporary visitation, etc., the only item that eventually got a hearing was the contempt order against Heather Bendl in November 2024. This entire time, the minor children were continuing to be withheld from Heather. In December 2024, Heather did a FOIA public record request, and in less than 3 hours, Judge Stasio Warren recused herself from Heather's case. Judge Sandra C. Upchurch was then assigned, and as of February 1st, 2025, has had only one fake hearing, January 8th, 2025. Heather still has zero access, contact, or communications with her own minor children. Justin Serlick has been living and hiding in Daytona Beach, Florida since June 2022, with the children neglecting their education, mental health, and most likely their physical health. Their two middle children who are special needs have nearly all straight Fs with chronic unexcused absences, while all three of these judges turn a blind eye. In fact, their oldest son, who is 17, pretty much has an 8th grade education. These children need intervention immediately. It is important to know that Heather Bendl was never criminally charged with anything with Judge Morosin or Judge Matthews in Illinois Circuit 19. In fact, Heather was offered and successfully background checked and drug screened to be a 7th grade science teacher in Volusia County Schools, VCS, where her 4 children go to school and is still being illegally blocked from. When Judge Morosin shipped the 3 younger children down to Florida in 2021, and Judge Matthews shipped the oldest down in February 2023, Heather's attorney, Thomas Hunter, filed an emergency motion with the Illinois court stating that they were violating Heather's constitutional and civil rights as well as due process, and Judge Michael Nurheim, illegally interjecting in Florida Circuit 7, is continuing to violate these exact same rights, as Heather Bendl has not had a single trial to address her parental rights. In fact, the last real trial was her divorce with Patricia Fix in 2013, giving her sole custody. The last 5 years has been the product of what is called a legal kidnapping by means of abusing the legal system that we have all been taught to trust our entire lives. This is called legal abuse in technical terms. As Heather Bendl has been connecting with others across the U.S., she has found a shocking number of other parents who have an almost identical story to hers. Heather has now decided to come forward with her story so others in her position can feel they have a voice and know that they are not alone. Heather is now realizing that child trafficking through CPS services in each state and DV survivors are having children legally kidnapped from them when they try to break free from their abusers. This is a call to action, as anyone can fall victim to this heinous act from from people in power across our nation.